How's it going, everybody? I'm going to be doing a drink review here today for a few minutes, and I'll continue to drink the drink like I've done before in other videos like this, and garage sale pickups. The drink today is a Sunkist Cherry Limeade. I've never had this one before. I was looking back and thinking, did I do this? But it was strawberry lemonade, I think I did, for Sunkist. But as you can see from the screenshot, the thumbnail, whatever, it looks like a phenomenal garage sale grab, and I actually didn't get one of the box N64 game boxes in that picture, but I only did come across one game, and I will say that the Ogre Battle 64 is not in there, and the other game that I got a box for was not in there, but there was other cool stuff, and I'll get to that anyway. Let's start with the drink. Like I said, I've never had this before. I'm a fan of cherry. Oh, this smells legitimately like cough syrup. It's not bad. It's very sweet, like tart. I'm getting a lot of cherry, not a bunch of limeade. I don't know what limeade would actually be. It's not bad though. It actually has not cough syrup. It has a little bit of a like a cherry cough drop taste to it, like a Halls or something like that. It's crisp though. It's actually really crisp. It's a strong cherry taste. That's not bad. Sunkist has had a bunch of flavors. They had like mango orange, I think, in 7-Eleven and something else. There was another one that wasn't strawberry lemonade, because that one was there too, but there was another one. It's actually pretty refreshing as well. This isn't bad. This is pretty good, actually, I gotta say. I was a little concerned, but it definitely has that like cough drop type, cherry cough drop type taste. And but it's crisp. It's sweet, as this stuff typically will be. Like I said, though, it's pretty crisp actually. Refreshing. It's a little light. It tastes a little light. It is not though. I'd probably go like a 7.5 on this. It's not bad. Let's get the pickups. This might affect the taste, but like I said, I've tasted it now enough. It does not matter. Okay, so there's one G sale I wanted to go to because this is the G sale I went to last year. If you were watching that pickup video last year, it was around the same time as that one was early October last year. But I got that Game Boy Advance and those games, and there's some DS games in there as well. It was like $30, I think. I think the person wanted 40, and I said 30, and I said, all right. So I was like, you know what? I gotta go to that one. See what they got. So I get there. It starts at 9. I get there at like 8:53. There's already been a shit ton of people there. In terms of video games, they had a lot of Atari 5200 stuff. There's also an Atari 2600. I think it was it had no cables. It might have been a plug and play. I can't remember. But this is in a bag. There's a lot of stuff everywhere. And so I see some stuff in a box, and I get excited at first, but not too excited because I knew damn well the games were not going to be in these things. There's no way they were going to be in there, and they weren't. But the two N64 boxes, and I grabbed them anyway because This stuff, all this stuff was $10. It might seem a lot for what I got, but knowing that even manuals and boxes of some of these games sell well, it was a great deal. But the two boxes were Paper Mario and Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber. These boxes are busted up, but if these two games were in here, we're looking at $300+ because I do have the manuals for these. I'll talk about that in a second. They were in the boxes. This would probably been over $300, and this would have probably been like $200, maybe. I don't know. But still, I'm taking the boxes. I'm not grabbing them. And there was a bunch of manuals in there because I looked at them like there's no game in there. There was one N64 game that I grabbed that was in with this stuff. It was flipped over and it was a black cartridge, so it could have been any number of games, but it ended up being WWF No Mercy. I played the two WCW or two of the WCW games in 64, a World Tour and Revenge. Both really cool. This has an autograph, it looks like, on it. I don't know if that's a wrestler's autograph. Yes, it would be. I might have to try to look up wrestlers' autographs from this era and see if what that is. That looks like an autograph, but this game actually has a little bit of value. Maybe not that, unless that autograph's worth money. But this sells for like anywhere between like $25, $40. The card's in good shape, though. Like I said, it was flipped over like this, and I'm like, well, it could be Road Rage 64. It could be this. It could be WrestleMania. I think had a black cartridge. The one Scooby-Doo did. Turok 2, I believe, did. But I was actually looking at some wrestling games in N64 because they're good, and a lot of people love this one. I didn't play the WWF one, so this is pre-WWE by a few more years. So I might actually give this one a go. I've not tested it yet, but still happy to grab it. Okay. Now the two boxes just had like random manuals in them, and it also had a bunch of the inserts and stuff like that. This shit. There is also a Mission Impossible poster. Got a Mission Impossible, Wet Tricks on there, Looney Tunes. But there were manuals such as another Scooby-Doo manual. I have the manual for this, but this manual's in much better shape. Mission Impossible as well. And Donkey Kong 64. Like, this was like kind of an estate sale or whatever, So these people are probably just clearing out a bunch of stuff. And, whoever originally owned these games probably had the manuals, had a couple boxes, and they just, maybe the people were just stuffing stuff in there, like whatever, It was funny. Two people, they were younger than me. Maybe they were in their early 30s or something like that. But they walked past and they saw what I had as I was leaving, and I heard them saying like, "Oh shit!" Like, I wanted to turn to them and say, "The game's ain't in here." But even still, the manuals, and this also manual has like $35 value. Harvest Moon 64. So this person had a pretty good collection of games, even if this was part of it. Some stellar titles in here. And these manuals are all in pretty good shape, actually. But like I said, the Paper Mario 64, not the Paper Mario 64, I suppose the first one, and the Ogre Battle were both in there. The Ogre Battles are really, it's actually got quite a few pages in it. Talking almost over 50, 60 actually. I said in great shape. This manual alone, people are trying to sell it for like $70 because I looked it up. But it was selling for like 45, $50 for the fucking manual. I throw it in with the box. I'm probably doing 150, if not more. But and even the Paper Mario manual sells for like $30, $40. I've not played any one of these three games. I think I might have played a little bit of this, or maybe that was on another system. It might have been the GameCube one. There was one on the GameCube, right? No notes scribbled in there too. Always nice. But I mean, that's awesome. You know, it would have been if those two games happened to be in there. I would have been like, actually would have legitimately liked to have given this a play, to be honest with you. I know it's like a strategy type game made by Atlas here. But I mean, this game, I think, and it has, I think a lot of there's a lot of these inserts, but let's see. Some of them, like these three, probably would have been packed in with a game. Expansion pack, instruction booklet. Now there's the actual card. Actually, it looks like that's probably the card you get with the games back then. You fill it out and shit. They had those for other ones as well, even up until like the N64 and stuff. They still had that. I mean, the like Xbox Cube PS2. But you know, I'm like, oh, how much for all these? And I'm thinking, okay, I didn't see the Paper Mario one manual at first. I saw the Ogre Battle one was in there, and I was like, Paper Mario's probably got to be in here. I saw, I didn't see Harvest Moon. I saw Donkey Kong, and I think I saw Scoob. And I knew No Mercy had some value, and so I'm like, all right. Of course, it has to work. I didn't test it. I'm like, oh, how much for this stuff? Guy said $10. I was like, you know what? I'm not good with negotiating. I do it sometimes, and I'm always happy when I do, but I was like, 10, what am I going to say, 5? You know, I mean, I'm like, I knew for a fact that No Mercy had more value than the 10. And even with the autograph on it, the autograph, I guess, technically could boost the value, but it's like I knew, you know, these boxes with, even if this doesn't have its manual, the box has value. I sold N64 boxes for a little bit because I had some of my own left over. But this box and this manual, I'm like, well, that's got to have at least $50 in value. That's what I'm thinking. I was off. Because I don't know, like, I know manuals for harder to find games are going to have value, and cases or boxes are going to have value. I didn't know the exact amount. So in reality, $10 for all that is a fucking stellar deal. I can just turn around and sell, because I'll probably keep No Mercy, at least play it a little bit and see if I like it. I turn around and I sell the Harvest Moon manual for $30. I've made, you know, after fees, I'm still making $10 profit. Or more, maybe. You know, and $10 profit on top of everything I spent. So I'm making my money back by just selling one of those manuals with profit. So the funny thing is, it's like I did in 3 weekends in a row, I'm getting stuff. But in reality, this is probably the most valuable lot in terms of value of what came with it, including the game. So let's say the game sells for, I would probably sell for 25, maybe 30, depending. I wouldn't go the higher range of 40, I would go. I usually like to go in the middle, sometimes lower, it depends. On a rare occasion, I'll go the high end. But it's like these manuals, even if you look at, say the box and the manuals for these two are just say $150, and I'll go low. That's crazy. On top of another 30 for Harvest Moon. The other manuals have like no value, including the Donkey Kong one doesn't really have much. So I might hold on to some of those. top of the game, I'm looking at, you're realistically looking at like $200. And there's some empty boxes. It's crazy. That's what happens sometimes. So if somebody has the game, they don't have the manual in the box. But I was pretty pumped. I would have been, it's like I get lucky at G sales, but I never get that like, oh my God. I come across this shit though without the game in it, you know. I kind of knew. I was like, there's no way those games are in there. I looked around the box too. I didn't see any other games. The person probably either kept them or sold those a long time ago. Back when they probably didn't have nearly as much value. Because a Nintendo 64 can be a very pricey system to collect for. I mean, I think they made only, under 300 games for the thing. And you can find some cheap games, but you can't find, like outside of sport titles, you can't find a lot of games that are like $5 or $10. But yeah, I'd say a Sunkist Cherry Limeade drink review. I give it about 7.5 on this one. It has a cough drop cherry taste, but I don't really know what limeade is. It was pretty crisp, sweet, decently refreshing. So I give that one a 7.5. And, there's some garage sale pickups. I should have said this earlier in the video. If anybody actually, if anybody like recognizes that autograph, if they're a wrestling fan, I do like some wrestling, but I don't know what these people's autographs look like. I'm pretty damn sure that's an autograph. If anybody recognizes that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, thanks for checking this out. Have a good day.